Looking at our next Destiny update, a new shield system is going to be introduced into Season of the Deep Season 21. What you're looking at right here is a comparison, and this was on the This Week at Bungie update, a comparison of the old shield system with the new shield system. For those that may not know, the old shield system in Destiny has been in service since 2017. And the idea or the concept of the system is based on the color of the shield. You know what elemental to use to combat the shield and take it down. But that's the only information that you have. It's intuitive based on the color. But now what Bungie is going to introduce is an updated shield system, and it's going to have more visual artifacts with each shield type. And this way, players can observe an indication to which elemental weapon types are optimal to use against those enemy shields. And Jay, feel free to express your comments here. The shields look different for the
they
new
look different, but I mean, it's not anybody who's played Destiny, even Brian, who's not a huge Destiny fan. You know, you've played the game long enough to know which character is normally going to carry which type of shield. So even though they've changed the looks of it, so that one looks like an egg.
It does.
You're right. Okay, so that looks like an egg. Well, on your top part of your screen, whenever you were playing it, it's just an actual shield. It's not changing the architect or the archetype of the weapon. So it's going to either be arc, void, or solar.
Yeah, the foundation is the same. It's
so they're not changing really anything other than just the way that it looks, which doesn't mean much. Oh, they are?
Yeah, so if you pay attention to that clip, what you'll notice is the shield isn't there until it's shot. And then it deploys out. So you won't know what the shield type is until you shoot them.
But see, that's where I'm getting at, is if you've played this game long enough, you know that Minotaurs in this game are all void.
But that's what they're saying but that changes. It changes for them in the Nightfalls and stuff like that.
Well, it normally doesn't. But if they did do that, if they did change it to where all of a sudden that Minotaurs, like in this case, became solar, that would be a big deal, like Brian's saying. Like I said, all of your Minotaurs, all your Vex usually are void or arc. If you change it to where all of a sudden they are arc or strand, that makes a big deal, like Brian's saying. Now, again, same thing. If you're talking about your Cabal, 9 times out of 10, they're either void or solar. If you change that up and make them, void or arc, okay, well that makes a much bigger difference.
So my takeaway is different from that would be that tells me the first shot is just a test, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what Brian's saying is that, you don't know in this new season what these guys could be. If they change this up and they switch it around to what different characters or what PvE characters could be, you could have different stuff. So that first shot, even if a kinetic weapon could shot, it would be like, okay, well, they start glowing the specific type of damage that you need to do, which would be, again, if they change it up differently. People who have played Destiny for a long time, if they didn't actually change this to where the Vex is this and the Cabal is this, then it's going to be, we know what it's going to be.
So the only difference is tactically now you have to cause something so that you can see what the shield is to know what your strength is or what to do against it. So
if Destiny or if Bungie actually made the changes.
Well, it also means that any shielded enemies will be harder to spot in a group.
Yeah.
You might end up having like one of those scions that has a shield around it in a group of a bunch of other ads, and then you're like, oh crap, you don't have a solar weapon out.
Again, he ain't wrong. Because if you look at the top part of the screen, those guys stand out like crazy. The ones that got the void shield on it. Whereas now they look more like that egg, but they got more like an aurora type of look to them. If Brian's right, if you have like this mob of ads and you throw a grenade out in the middle of that, thinking you're going to kill, or a bow for that matter, like a quiver or whatever else, you throw it out in the middle of that and you think, okay, I'm good. And you walk away from it. Well, there might be one of those guys out there hiding that you don't see. I mean, I don't know how they're going to handle it. I would like to see, like Brian was kind of saying, that they kind of change this stuff around to where maybe not all Minotaurs have to be void. Maybe they can be solar. That would really make the game harder, make the game more challenging, and make it more fun.
And that's an interesting concept that you talk about, Jay, with this new shield system. Is there going to be versatility?
Well, Brian brought it up. I mean, it was more of a Brian kind of idea. Again, I've played this game so much that I know. I mean, I could tell you, I play this game every strike, every nightfall, everything. If I know the name of the strike, I know exactly what weapons to carry, because I know that the Vex are going to do this. I know that the Cabal are going to do that. And I know that the... God, please help me. What's the other class?
Cabal.
The Hive.
The Hive.
Hive. Yeah, I know what they're going to do. I know what their shields are going to be, and blah, 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 blah. Now, if Brian's right, and they change this stuff, say they change
they could. Because
right.
We have to see in practice how this is going to be.
Right. And if they could, and if they did change it, say that Minotaur all of a sudden becomes an arc shield. Holy crap. That makes the game, you have to think about each strike, each nightfall, each dungeon completely differently if they give all these different enemies different overshields.
Kumar,
no, Nick.
Oh yeah, Nick, and then let's get Kumar's input as well. Go ahead, Nick.
Send in your lower fighters. Let them do the testing. Hold your firepower back, and as you learn, then you use.
Someone plays chicken.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And that's what Destiny is. I mean, because unfortunately it has to be, because you only have a fire team of 3.
Yeah.
When you're getting into the end game stuff, you only have 3 players. So I mean, it's one of those things where you're going to learn it or you're not, and if you get it wrong, you're done.
Kumar, new shield system. What are your thoughts? First impressions.
I'm excited to try it out.
Well, there you have it. If Kumar is excited to try
Kumar's
it out,
words of wisdom,
then I'm elated. I am. Yeah. I do like the visual of the new system.
No, yeah, it is much more
it's easier on the eyes.
Seamless. It's more seamless, and it does look cooler than the old grid around them.
Yeah, I'm a visual guy.
But I mean,
I need that.
Like I said, it just doesn't look like they're gonna do what I hope they would do. I mean, you see on the top hand part of the screen where you see this cage of void around that Minotaur, and then you see a egg around the Minotaur, which is still void. Yeah. So it is still going to be I'm thinking it's still going to be the same power or the same special weapon.
I'm interested to see what additions are made to this and more details to come out for it in Season of the Deep. We can provide more analysis as well in future episodes. Nick, I think you had something.
Yeah, I was going to say, you did bring up one sense, right? Is sight. Sometimes tools of such give off sound. Do we know if there's different sounds with different devices, different shields?
They haven't said anything in the new TWAB according to this. Yeah. I mean, I read about this. This is really more of a visual effect from what I understand. I haven't read any more about it, but I mean, they're changing the way it looks.
Yeah, there's not much. I would say one good paragraph split up into 4 paragraphs.
The only visual or the only sound effect that they've changed would be start thinking about barrier champions. Barrier champions have a little bit of a different sound whenever you stun them. Between when you stun them and between whenever you actually break their barrier, there's going to be a different sound.
Mm-hmm. Brian, you are on mute.
That was that weird like mechanical sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, Brian, what are your thoughts? What were you going to say or saying?
Yeah, Brian says he's going to get on with this next week, and he's going to start playing Destiny again.
I'm so excited.
Absolutely not. I would play World of Warcraft again before I ever.
Oh
played
my God! Don't. No, you wouldn't.
no.
Come on.
Hey, actually, World of Warcraft Classic is on Wrath of the Lich King now.
Oh, that's my shit.
Yeah.
Shut up, Kumar.
Hey, no,
Don't encourage him.
We'll have to do a guest segment on that. That's a good idea. We will hold that discussion for a guest segment. So, any other thoughts on the shields, gentlemen? All right, that is our update for the new shield system coming out in Season of the Deep.